Hi guys, and welcome to the, well, it might be the third or the first, depending on which one you're watching, review for Wave 23 of Attack Wing. The reason I say that is because I recorded this and basically the video decided to corrupt itself, so I couldn't actually do anything with it, which is a real shame. Anyway, it means I can go back and actually make it far better than it was the first time around, which of course is going to be very difficult to do. So, USS Valiant, Defiant Class. First and last appearance is in the Deep Space Nine Season 6 episode Valiant, where it was crewed by Red Squad from Starfleet Academy because the whole crew had been killed off during a mission, a training mission which turned into a full mission, which is the whole reason that the episode takes place in the first place. Looking at the model, it's pretty decent. It's a nice little ship. They've done some good work on this one. The decaling's really nice, very straight, very precise markings on the ship as well. I'm just going to take it off the stand for this one. Really nice detailing, and it's even better if you compare it with the original Defiant model, which is this one. And you can see straight away that you've got, if I just try and hold these in one hand, as you'll see, there is a couple of little differences. So the Defiant still has the Defiant miniature, which came with that original one. It has the pennant on the top there. But if you look at the colouring, there is a lot more precision with the Valiant. So the red striping is a lot better. It's not this horrible blotchy effect that it's got on the bottom here. The paintwork as well is a lot more precise. But if you look at the detail actually on the hull, you'll see that there is a lot more definition in the Valiant. So around these sort of circular pieces here, there's a lot better definition on the Valiant. They're a lot more raised. And again, around the bottom half of the ship, there is a lot more precise detail. The markings are a lot more exact. And again, on the engines as well, if you can see on the engines, there is a lot more panelling. You've got these sections here that are all missing from the Defiant. Also, if you feel on the Defiant, those sections are actually plain completely, whereas it's actually all raised. As you can see by the fact I put a nail down the edge there, these are all raised sections on the Valiant model. If you flip them over as well, you can see pretty much there is a slight colour difference, and it's a very slight grey colour difference. But again, the precision in the colour and the precision in the detail, the raised effects, particularly around these sections here, is a lot more precise on the Valiant model. Again, with the nose, they've done a lot more detail, and most notably on the warp engines, whereas on the Defiant one, there is no detail in those nacelles. You've actually got the Basard collectors in there, and on the rear, you've got that slight bit more detail, particularly if you see it in the light, you'll see. And also the rear ends, the vents on here, the coils are a lot better painted on the Valiant model. So yeah, as a model, it's actually a much better one, and it's good that you can kind of tell the difference because they've got the pen on one and not pens on the other. But it's nice that they're improving them as we go along. Okay, so let's pop it back onto the stand. So back to the Valiant. So really nice model. Forward firing arc, rear firing arc indicated by the dotted line. Turn it around. I've got Tim Watters on there as the captain at the moment, 4 points, but we'll come to him in a minute. You've got an attack of 3, an agility or defense of 2, hull of 3, shield of 4. Standard Federation actions of evade, target lock, scan, evade, target lock, scan, and battle stations. For a moment, I completely forgot which one that was, but hey, there you go. It does happen. Making it a nice little ship. It's got its slight benefits over the main Defiant class, and it is actually slightly different to Defiant itself. But anyway, let's take a look at the cards. So, Valiant itself, Defiant class, as we said, 3, 2, 3, 4 on the stats. 3 crew slots, 1 weapon slot, and a tech slot. It is unique, as is indicated by the little star as usual, and we've got it for 24 points. When attacking with photon torpedoes during the roll attack dice step, you may discard the photon torpedoes upgrade to gain 1 additional attack die. So you can throw away your photon torpedoes. The one that comes with this pack is this one. In fact, we'll introduce it right here, so I don't have to do it again. It's the standard photon torpedoes effect, 5 dice, range 2 to 3, costs you 5 SP, and it is a weapon upgrade, 5 from your rear or forward firing arcs. Does require the time tokens as per usual. Nice thing is you can use it, but if you want to get a bit of extra effect, you can discard this card and actually attack with 6 dice for just that 1 attack. So there is a nice benefit that you've got a twofold way of using your photon torpedoes. You can use them repeatedly with the 5, or you've got that one option linking with the Valiant card to use it for a 6. In regards to movement, this Federation starship has a pretty standard Defiant class movement. In fact, it is exactly the same card that you got with the Defiant. So it's the speed forward of a 4. You've got a full range of movement at 3, including your hard rights, hard lefts, your banks, plus that all-important Combat 180 at 3, which is just in there, but you do pay the penalty of getting an auxiliary power token. Full range of movements at 2 minus, as we said, the auxiliary power token, including Combat. And then at 1, you've just got your banks and your straightforwards, but they are a green manoeuvre around these centre ones, and at 2 as well, which means that you are going to have a way of getting rid of the auxiliary power token that you've incurred if you do use that 180 spin there. So pretty standard movement. If you're using the standard Defiant class vessel, you do lose 2 of your crew upgrades, but you do gain 1 weapon upgrade. Interesting, because you only get 1 weapon upgrade with this ship, which is that aforementioned photon torpedo card. So that is the only weapon you actually do get with this ship. Losing the shield point as well brings it down to a cost of 22 points, because it's no longer unique. As we can tell, there is no star there as there is on the Valiant. You still retain your 4 individual actions, but you do lose the unique ship action as well into that. Moving along swiftly, you do of course get your generic captain card. Federation captain costing you no points with a skill of 1, and then your more important one is Tim Waters. He is a 4 on your captain skill, which means that he's likely to be able to move a lot sooner, but you're going to have to wait to kick off any attack. He does allow you to add 1 crew upgrade to your ship, which means you can increase it from 3 to 4, as you can see from the card there. And he also allows you to remove all disabled upgrade cards from your crew upgrades. As you'll see with this pack is very reliant on crew upgrades. In fact, apart from the photon torpedoes one, everything else is crew upgrades. So, and the 1 elite action, sorry. So what you've got here is a really good opportunity to be able to blow through 4 upgrades on your crew and then re-enable them all in one go with just using the Tim Waters card. He only costs 3 points as well. So as a captain who can help you with the Federation heavy crew option, he's a pretty good option. Even though he has a low captain skill, he is going to give you the advantage of not having to re-enable things, turn in, turn out, and lose that action feature, which can be really important to how you're attacking. So he is a good card, not a high cost, but it's that balance of, do you want something that's going to give you that benefit of being able to reuse your crew upgrades over and over again, more often than not, for the cost of something that may affect when you're going to be able to attack. It's your choice. He does offer you the elite action card, and in this case with Tim, it's Red Squad. So with Red Squad at the start of the game, you can place a number of tokens, evade, scan, or battle stations on the card equals the number of Federation crew upgrades assigned to your ship. So it'd be 4 maximum, as we would get the extra one with Mr. Waters there. During the activation phase, before performing your action, you may remove 1 token from the top of this card and place it beside your ship. So effectively you're getting a free action there. So you can have either a free evade, scan, or target lock. It doesn't say that you have to have 4 of the same one. You can have, I'm guessing from this, 2 evade, 1 scan, 1 battle stations. It depends how your kind of style of play is and what you prefer to have available. Can only be purchased for a Federation captain assigned to a Federation ship. Costs you 5 points for this elite action. Really nice one because it does work well with Tim again. Again, it's great to see WizKids really theming the packs around the cards and making sure you can use them with particular combinations. And I really like the fact with this one that you can use the Tim Waters card quite well with your crew, with your elite action, and also with that photon torpedoes if you're using the Valiant card as well. So it all kind of mixes in really nicely. But yeah, Red Squad, nice little action, but you are going to be needing something that is going to be, you are going to be looking at using those 3 actions as your option on there. Moving to the crew, we have quite a considerable number of crews. So we'll start with your cheapest option, sorry, your least expensive option, shall we say, and we'll work up to the more expensive options as we go through. So the least expensive one we have here is Dorian Collins, cadet, chief engineer effectively of the Valiant, because there's nobody else left. If your ship suffers damage to its hull, you can immediately disable the card to repair 1 shield. Pretty standard card there. Nice that it's a disable, only going to cost you 2 points for this crew card, and she is unique. So not a lot to talk about with this one. We've seen these repair shield ones before. I think there's a Harry Kim card out there that does the same thing. There are numerous cards across the different factions that do exactly this. I would have liked to have seen it a bit more engineer based, maybe something to do with power, maybe something to do with the engines, maybe something to do with your speed, but repairing one shield, considering what kind of actions this ship will have been in during the episode that this is based around, I can understand why we're looking at increasing the shields. Next up we have Karen Ferris, the acting first officer of the Valiant, and we've got Mr. Waters in the background just there. So Karen, when targeting an opposing ship with a photon or quantum torpedo secondary weapon, you can disable this card instead of spending a target lock. Brilliant. Good move. So you can use your target lock again. So effectively she gives you a free go on your torpedoes. So you can bang out an attack. Remember, you only get photon torpedoes with this. So you can smack them with a photon torpedo attack, keep your target lock on there, you avoid disabling it, so you've still got it to use maybe for a primary weapon attack on the following go, because you've still got those time tokens that you'll be using on your photon torpedoes. So with this you can effectively use your target lock twice. Good move, 4-point cost, and she's only disabled, which means with using Tim Waters you can re-enable her, Dorian Collins, and effectively rebuild your shields again with the Dorian one, so you can just keep reusing her. And then you've got the option with Karen as well, you can keep reusing her to improve your time to use as for your primary weapons, and just use her on there for your secondary weapons just to activate them. I'll come to Nog in a second actually, because I want to leave him until last, but your third cadet option is Riley Aldrin Shepherd, who actually was a carryover from another episode from season 4 called Paradise Lost. He was the only member of Red Squad to survive that episode and actually make, well, I say survive, to be brought back for the Valiant episode. His action for 5 points is to be disabled to perform an additional green manoeuvre with a speed of 1. Your ship cannot be target locked this round. If there is a target lock on it already, you can remove it. So he does have a double benefit that you can do an extra move and get rid of any target locks. Note again that he's the third cadet option in a row that we've got here that is a disable. So he really does, along with Karen Ferris and with Dorian Collins, he really can be used as part of that set with Tim Waters, and just keep reactivating these guys to give you extra manoeuvres, extra defense and extra weapon options. So there's a whole arc there of really covering every base with this ship. Nice option. 5 points is quite a lot. There are other options out there I think which cost a little bit less, but you can get that target lock removed as well, so it is a nice option to think of. So Nog is a little bit different. He is the only actual Starfleet officer non-cadet with this pack. He again costs us 5 points. He is again a crew option, but he has a twofold option here, being the only crew effectively. So as his kind of cadet action, he can disable this card to repair 1 damage to your hull or your shield. So he kind of works in conjunction with Dorian, who can do a shield point, whereas Nog can do a hull point. So you can use them and probably align those two nicely together. If you execute a red manoeuvre, you can disable the card after skipping your perform action step to remove 1 auxiliary power token from your ship. So he's actually a double disable, which is unusual, because usually it's a disable or a discard as the second option. But at least here, if you're performing one of those red manoeuvres, which would be 180 with the Valiant, if you remember back to the card, so there you go, there's your 180 there in the red, just on the side. You'd be able to then skip the action, and be able to remove that power token. So effectively it's a red maneuver without a power token is what we're seeing here, just worded a little bit differently. Nice card, but again that's the last one of the crew. Rounding out the pack for this one is the Battle of El Gatark. Let's go with the Gatark. I'm probably wrong on that one. It's another 4 card one. You've got 2 ships, the Valiant and an opponent's ship. It is saying a Dominion ship, but I guess you could use whatever you want to if you've not got any Dominion ships. I've only got a couple. Nice thing with this one is that you actually start off the game at a bit of a disadvantage. So both players start off without engine power, or minimal power to engines and to weapons, and through the removal of mission tokens from a pile beside your ship, you can either restore weapons or power first, and it's kind of a race between the two as to what you're going to re-enable first, and then who can destroy which ship first. So it's a really nice little twist on a straight 2-player game. You have got the odd planetoid in there. It's a pretty standard setup for a 2-player game, but I really like the fact of this kind of re-enabling the weapons and being able to kind of play that off. So I actually haven't played this one yet, but I'm looking forward to giving this one a bash and seeing how it works, because I think it's a very, very different idea to play out, and certainly one that I'm really interested in having a go with. there you go. Hopefully now that means I've uploaded all 3 of the Wave 22 games. Actually, in fact, while I've been recording this, the Wave 23 email has come through saying that that's about to get dispatched, which is cool. So that means we're going to see those pretty soon. Really impressed with this wave. There's some really neat ideas in this one. It's one of my favourite ones after the disappointment of Wave 21, sorry, and the Bajorian Solar Sailor. Need I say more? These 3 ships, the Valiant, the Kamari and the Pi, have been a real kind of nice little twist on an established formula. Hopefully you'll join me for Wave 23. I look to see you soon. I will be uploading the DS9 video which I did on Periscope shortly. I apologise if it's not of the best quality, but it was done live, and then I'm going to basically just give you exactly what I did live, including a couple of camera drops which were pretty spectacular. If only you watched that for the camera drops, then great. And I shall catch you soon. Again, if as always, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and have a great one.
Transfer complete.